Welcome back. You're still watching FinWeek Money Matters. Remember, this is the show that helps you manage your finances. Online share trading platforms allow private investors to handle their own trades. An active idea to many investors, or an attractive idea rather, to many investors who like to keep an eye on the market. Our various platforms are available to South African traders, but some investors enjoy the near real-time trading, but others complain that these platforms often have time delays that prevent them from getting the deals that they are after. Well, I'm joined by Charles Collocott. He's a Sharenet Securities, or he's from Sharenet Securities and CFDs Manager in Cape Town, in the Cape Town studio. And with me right here in Sandton is Petri Redelinghuys, and he's an independent trader. And I'm also joined by Mark Humphreys. Mark joins me he's a senior business manager for Standard Bank online share trading from there. Thank you, gentlemen, so much for joining me. Maybe let's start off in Cape Town, where Charles is standing by. A lot of views when it comes to online trading. Just how easy is it to do?
Well, I can't explicitly talk about the ease of other online trading platforms, but at Sharenet we get a lot of positive feedbacks from people who have moved over to our platform, and I think given the extremely low number of support calls we get, I can safely say that it's pretty easy. And we get a few technophobes who say, I'm not very good at technology and trading online, or whatever the case may be, and I might help them through, say, one trade, but it's more often than not, I won't hear from them again, and they'll continue trading happily by themselves. So I think it's pretty easy.
Pretty easy. Petri, let me come to you because you are a trader. And there have been a lot of people now wanting to be able to manage their own funds. Just tell us, are there any additional costs versus maybe having a person do it for you, or maybe just doing it yourself online? I mean, which one is the better way?
There's a lot of pros and cons to each. I think if you want a really very decent platform, they're not free. So people very often complain about delayed data or slightly delayed data. So I think when you're choosing an online trading platform, it's important for you to choose one where you're actually trading directly into the market and not trading with a market maker, for example, where you're trading against a house, or you're trading a derivative product where the actual underlying share is not really bought or sold in the physical market. So it's important for you to choose a platform provider where you're trading the physical underlying market, and those platforms are usually not free because you've got to pay for the live data, which comes at a monthly subscription cost that you have to obviously pay to the JSE and to the data service provider. But in terms of trading online, I think it is a gateway for a lot of guys to do it properly. As long as you make sure that you are trading from a proper, reliable trading platform, you should be fine.
Mark, what's the take-up been like here in South Africa in terms of how people have been responding to online trading? And of course, they also complain about those delays. Is this true?
Thanks, Tumi. The take-up has been quite strong. Our business has grown from strength to strength over the years, and we do think of ourselves as the leading online trading and investment platform in the country. With respect to the live prices and complaints about that, I haven't seen many complaints about it, but I think the important thing to consider there is what exactly the investor or trader is trying to achieve. For example, a trader, live data is the lifeblood to a live trader. They need live information, but then they need to be willing to pay for it. And the JSE does oblige us as members to account for and pay for every single live price we show to anybody. Whereas if you're an investor and you have a long-term mindset, probably using 15-minute delayed data is not going to be such a train smash to you if you have a 5 or 10-year outlook on a share. How much that share's moved in 15 minutes since you saw a free delayed price is not such a big deal. In our context, we also do offer, as part of our monthly subscription fees, you get 10 Rand towards viewing live prices, which is ample to cover the cost of many live prices, probably enough to cover a relatively active trader, certainly enough to cover the needs of an investor.
Okay. Charles, let me come back to you in Cape Town. As an investor, if I'm now thinking of going online and doing my own trading, what are some of the things that I need to be aware of?
Well, I think you should know what services you're getting and what the costs are. For example, as Petri mentioned, does your provider provide direct market access? I can say at Sharenet we do, and I just need to qualify that that Sharenet is not a JSE member, but we are representatives of South Africa's leading prime broker, that being Petri Securities. And other questions might be, do you get segregated accounts, for example? Because some people, what they'll do is lump your assets into one account with the company's assets, with other clients' assets. And as you might imagine, that's not a particularly safe place to be. So you do want your own segregated account, so it will be safe should anything happen to your service provider.
Mm-hmm. Talking about if anything should happen to your service provider, Petri, let me come to you. How important is the reliability of the internet? I know that Mark was talking about if it's not information that you need right now, if there's a 15-minute delay, if you've got a longer-term investment, it's not such a train smash. But if I'm busy trading here and no access to internet, or my internet, something goes down or breaks, now what?
In that situation, it's handy to have someone you can pick up the phone and call.
Okay.
But internet is a real problem. Even for institutional sort of traders and guys who do it on a very professional level, if the internet is down, you're blind. So you need to have a decent internet connection. I mean, I would suggest something like an LTE connection or a DSL connection at the very least. It can get expensive also. I mean, I know personally I probably go through about 4 to 6 gigs of data a day on my PC that I'm trading from. So that's quite a bit, but there's a lot of different applications and a multitude of platforms running at the same time. So internet is a very sort of a key factor. But and this is where we were talking a bit earlier about the pros and cons between trading online versus trading through a broker.
Yes.
If you do have a service where you trade through a broker, generally your trading fees are slightly more expensive because you're speaking to someone and they're executing for you and they're giving you advice and so on. But in the situation where you can't always be at your desk and you may have an open trade and you need someone else to keep an eye on it, then in that situation having a broker is beneficial. It depends, of course, on the individual, what they are looking for. To answer the question, though, yes, internet is something that you need to make sure you have. And if you have a DSL line and it goes down, for example, you need to be able to very quickly switch over to a backup system, which is like a 3G system or whatever the case is, just in case something goes wrong.
So Mark, we've heard from Charles in terms of what are the things that we should be looking out for. We know that internet can be a bit of a problem. So as an investor, from your take now, key takeaways that I need to make sure that I understand, and also how much would I need to start investing?
Thanks. So yeah, the question is quite broad. I think that you need to marry the needs that you have relative to where you are in your investment journey with the features that are offered by the platform. So, for example, we offer 3 different access points, and we perceive this to be as I mentioned, a journey. So someone who's new to investing, has never invested in the market before, we would probably suggest to them that they start out with a tax-free investment account. The fees on this are very low, and you could get away with as little as 250 Rand a month here. As a portfolio like that grows, or if you are able to invest more than the maximum annual contribution, which is currently 30,000 Rand, you could use a generic share account in the same manner, doing amounts like 250 Rand a month and up. As you build a bigger portfolio, you will probably grow out of the needs for a bare bones offering like that into something with some more frills. That's where we find people generally start to use our full service online trading platform, where you now start to have access to educational classes and webinars on specific features, access to research, access to live prices. And again, as you continue along this journey, if your portfolio continues to grow, so you will probably find it is worth the time and money to make use of an investment manager for whose time you will have to pay him. But at the bottom end of the market, where people are new to this, I don't think it warrants getting that advice just yet, because they're very cost sensitive. So that's why we try to offer a broad range like that.
Gentlemen, thank you so much. A crash course there in Online Trading 101. Thank you so much to Charles Collocott from Sharenet Securities and CFDs Manager. He joins us from our Cape Town studio. And of course, in studio with me, a very big thank you to Petri Redelinghuys. Of course, he's a trader, and Mark Humphreys, a business manager of online trading at Standard Bank.